Hello and welcome to the TC Exchange podcast. I'm Amity Kraus, ex-retail girl turned realtor turned business owner, where I teach new transaction coordinators how to navigate the complex real estate industry and coach experienced TCs how to level up their game and businesses to add even more value to their agents. Come along with me while I guide you through this intense, complicated, but always fun world of transaction coordination. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the TC Exchange podcast. I'm your host, Amity Kraus, and today we're diving into a topic that's top of mind for any new transaction coordinator: how to set your rates. This episode is all about giving you the tools and the strategies to confidently price your services so that your business can thrive from day one. Let's start with your foundation. We want to define your services and understand your time commitment. It's really easy to jump straight into the numbers, but before you can set a fair rate, you need to know exactly what you're offering. Imagine it like you're putting together a restaurant menu. You wouldn't set your prices without knowing what the dishes are that you're going to serve or how much time that dish takes to prepare, right? So first, what we're going to do is we will list out all of the tasks that are part of the transaction. This can be everything: handling paperwork, scheduling inspections, sending out introduction emails, all of it. Once you have your list, then estimate how much time each task will take. Now, I want you to be honest here. It is better to overestimate and have some buffer than to underestimate and end up stressed. Next, I really want you to think about which of these services will be part of your standard package and which will be add-ons. For example, you might include managing paperwork and deadlines and introduction as part of your standard, say, contract to close package, but adding on things like post-client follow-up, meaning happy birthday messages or anniversary messages, those kind of things could be an add-on. And also, you want to consider how many transactions you can realistically handle each month based on your time estimates. This is really crucial because it will directly impact how you price your services. So think about how many transactions you can have that are pending in process, and then compare that to how many that maybe you have closings. You could have a lot more pending in a month period than you have closings, or vice versa. It just depends on how you have arranged your services and your business and how that works within your business model. So you'll want to take that into consideration too. So now you have a clear picture of your time commitment. Let's talk about actually setting your rates. The key here is to align your rates with your financial goals. And remember, in business, there are only two primary ways to increase your income: increase your volume or increase your prices. If you want to go beyond that, you're going to need to think about adding additional streams of income. The first thing we want to do is start by identifying how much money you want to make every month. Let's say your monthly goal is $5,000. Now you'll need to calculate your monthly expenses. So this is everything from software subscriptions, marketing costs, insurance, office supplies, any professional services like an attorney or your bookkeeper. If your monthly expenses total $1,500, then you'll need to add that to your income goal, which would bring your total in our example to $6,500. Now, then you are going to take how many transactions you can handle every month based on your time commitment that we talked about earlier. And let's say you can realistically manage 10 transactions in a month. you'll divide your total goal of $6,500 by 10, which means that you need to charge $650 per transactions in order to meet your financial needs. Now, don't stop there. Consider the complexity of the services that you provide. If a particular service or an add-on requires more time or more resources, adjust your base rate accordingly. And you want to ensure that your pricing reflects the value and the effort that you put into each transaction. Now, I said this before, and it's important. So here is the crucial point. To make more money in your business, you can either increase the number of transactions you handle, which has its limits. And this is where the conversation that you hear us have a lot about scalability and systems come in. The more robust your system and the better that it is, the easier it will be to scale up and add in additional transactions without having to change your rates or completely revise your process. The other way you can add more income is to increase your prices. Now, this comes with its own set of challenges because your prices are hopefully competitive. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment, but your prices are what your agents get used to, what the community gets used to, and it is a little more challenging to start at one rate and raise your rates, especially with agents that have worked with you at the original rate for a long time. So you want to be very intentional when you do this, and you also want to make sure that you are very clear in communicating the increased value that's coming along with your increased rates. Okay. Now, the other thing you can do, I mentioned, is adding income streams. Now, you can add additional services. So maybe the bulk of your business comes from contract to close. You can add in services like compliance. That could be something that someone could purchase separately just on its own. You could add a service like listing packages and just doing the listing part of the service before getting into contract. You can do marketing for your agents, add that as a service. You can create digital products like guides and PDFs and templates and things that will help them in their business. There's a variety of things that you can do that will help you reach your income goals. Now, I mentioned before competitor pricing. So let's talk about the enemy method. Now, this is about knowing your competition. You need to know what other TCs in your area or your niche are charging and what services they're including in those rates. Now, this is not about copying. I want you to understand that. This is not about duplicating them. It's about understanding your market so that you can position yourself effectively as a business. So what you'll want to do is start researching your competitors. Look at their websites, look at their social media, look at any other public information. Document their rates and the services that they offer and compare this to your own offerings. Where can you stand out? Where might you need to adjust your pricing or add more value? If you offer more comprehensive services, do not be afraid to charge a little bit more. And if you're just starting out and you need to attract clients, you might consider pricing yourself maybe a little bit lower to start out with, and then adjust your rates later, like we discussed, as we've built your reputation and your client base. Now, to wrap things up, we have covered the three main strategies to set your rates as a new transaction coordinator. First, define your services and your time commitment. Second, align your rates with your monthly financial goals, remembering to cover both your income and your expenses. And third, use the enemy method to understand what your competitors are doing so you can strategically price your services. Setting your rates can feel daunting, but with these strategies, you'll have a clear path to follow. If you need more help or want to dive deeper into any of these topics, check out the other resources available on my website, and don't hesitate to reach out with questions or share your own experiences. Thanks for tuning in today. I am so excited to hear how these strategies help you set your rates with confidence. And make sure that you stay tuned for our next episode. Same time, same place next week. And remember, you got this. And that wraps up another episode of the TC Exchange podcast. Thank you so much for joining me and being a part of this incredible journey through the world of transaction coordination. Remember, every challenge is an opportunity to learn, and together, we're setting the compass to true north. If you want to dive deeper into the world of TCs or simply connect with our growing community, follow us on Instagram at TrueNorthTCT. For exclusive content, insights, and engaging discussions, be sure to join our Facebook group, the TC Exchange. And for resources, courses, and a treasure trove of knowledge, check out our website at TrueNorthTransactionServices.com. Keep the conversations going, share your insights, and until next time, keep your compass pointing true north. See you soon.